run over you.
Sasnak.
You an old trucker, huh?
Huh?
Are you an old trucker?
Brings back a few.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what they say about old truckers?
Huh?
You know what they say about old truckers?
That's it.
They never die.
Okay.
They just get a new Peterbilt.
Yeah.
Have this one on, and it's recording right now too. It's got a low battery, but it's recording right now. Anyway, so anyway, I'm driving down the highway. You know, hello America, how y'all are? Yeah, we're in Anytown, USA, and battery's dead on the GoPro. Hasn't been charged. But Anytown, USA, and I'm driving along, and this is the dash cam showing the front shot, and this is the camera with the picture-in-picture of that. Mm-hmm. And then in editing, I put them all together. But you know. And a little, just some little trick I found. I got two cameras and I put them in. It's kind of hard to sync them up to where the audio is the same. So when you get ready, you turn the cameras on and get ready to talk. So you can find those two pops. So, hello America, how you doing? We're driving, you know, and that's how I sync everything up. By clapping, you can see the spikes in the audio.
Right.
And it makes it a lot easier than trying to. What did I say? That one word that I'm looking for, and that other, and I have to do it different every time. It's different words. I have to, you know, sync it all up. Just the, and then the first one, you know, the second one's coming at that rhythm, so you can hit the pause button, and then throw all that before that all gets trashed. So
I think that's probably why they came up with clapper boards.
Yeah, yeah, and it also has the, you know, the scene in the movie or whatever. You know, love scene with so and so. Take one, take two, take three, you know, right. And then that way, that snap, it also merges their audio together. So that's just how whoa, that wasn't good form. But that's how I do it. And then I've got it running around here. I'm using a tripod, you know, walk around interviewing people and talking to people. But I very seldom use the tripod. If I do, it's for like outdoor work where I'm trying to get a big. Let me show you this lens I got. This thing is monstrous. I bought this at Best Buy also. And it's not so much for audio or video, but I'm planning on using it for still photography. And I pack it up like this because I don't use it very often. I want it to be nice and secure when I'm driving down the highway. But look at this monster.
Holy cow.
Look at that. And then you put, this is just the sun hood you put on there. But they have, oh, shoot, we've got her locked. Where's the lock at? There's a lock on here some. There it is. And that thing, it will reach out and touch someone. It's a
150 to 600.
600, yeah. And I put it on the camera, and I actually had a little tripod. And no, I had the big tripod right here, and I had it sitting on the floor looking out that window in Arkansas. When I first bought it, I was looking out that window, sitting tripod right here. And I was looking out the window and across the rice field. And it was like a mile away. With this, I zoomed in, and I could see, what is that thing? Oh, that's a generator. And I zoomed in on the generator, and I could see the dials on the generator. Now, you couldn't read them, but you could see there's a dial here, and it's probably a tack and a oil pressure and a fuel gauge and stuff like that. I could see the little round dots. And man, that's a long way. So I got on Google Earth, and 1 mile. I could not believe this thing was reaching out that far. Of course, it's shaking all over the place, you know, because you got to really be steady on your lenses and everything, on your tripod, I mean. But this thing is probably more than I'll ever need. But it's something I can grow into. It's like the camera. It's something I can grow into. So.
If you just had some way to stabilize that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a photograph, it's not that bad. But
Well,
for
yeah.
video, you know, I mean, you're holding it and it's shaking around some.
Right.
But the other thing it's good for, and another reason I bought it, is once I get out to the camping and stuff, when not in the semi, but when I start doing camping stuff, I can take this thing out and I can shoot it over there, 100 yards, 200 yards away at a squirrel, and I can be right in his front door. I mean, right in his face.
Right.
You know, really, really close up stuff, but you're so far away the squirrel didn't even know you're
Right.
there. And it's like wildlife photography, and that's kind of where I'm aiming eventually when I'm doing it, like going to Alaska, camp out somewhere, sit there and watch the wildlife, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll be, that's not that fun, or I might become the next famous wildlife photographer. You just never know.
The next Ansel Adams. There you go.
Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, so I got that. This is my really big one, and then I've got a smaller. This is the bag that the main camera. That's where it goes. I'll put the camera. Let me grab it. The camera goes right there, and the wind muff. This is a shotgun mic. This is a shotgun mic for people. It's a Rode. This thing works really good. It can be windy as heck outside. You can't hear any of that wind buffeting. You can't hear any of that. But it's very directional. You're talking to you right now, but the volume would go way down. Talking to you right here, it just doesn't take very much because there's a tube inside, like a pipe, and it's got to go in at a certain angle to get back to the microphone way back here. But I like this thing. So it doesn't count out. It doesn't knock out background noise like the engine running and I stand outside. It doesn't knock that stuff out, but wind noise, the muff. But it works really good. So that's my camera setup. I'll just leave it set down over there. So yeah, my ice cream's melting. Better put it back in the fridge.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You gotta save the ice cream.
Anything but the ice cream.
Let me put this away real quick. Anyway, you want to look at the truck?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
What do you like the best about it?
Right behind you. Right here. Shower.
Shower?
Yep. That is the best thing in the world when you're a truck driver and you're driving along and hot and sweaty day doing something. Not really so much what I do anymore, but when you're driving down the highway, or not, when you're a truck driver, for instance, a flatbedder will get out and he'll throw tarps and straps and get all hot and sweaty in the summer, and you get back and man, you're just soaking, wet sweat, and there's dust in these dirt lots, and you got streaks of mud, from the dust, and man, you're just dirty as heck. I used to have to just sit there and drive for 4 or 5 hours till I got to a truck stop where I had a free shower coupon. Okay, I stop and get fuel, and I get free showers. When you buy fuel, if you buy enough of it. So I'd have to wait for 4 or 5 hours. Dirty, stinky, sweaty, stinky, dirty truck driver. That's where that comes from. And you go into the park, and then when you get in there, there's a line, a waiting list for 45 minutes. Tick tock, tick tock. Well, it's so nice. This kind of rig, I get out there and do something hot and sweaty. I don't do the tarps and flatbed anymore, but that gives you the idea. But if I'm all hot and sweaty or whatever, jump right in there. 5 minutes later, I'm clean. You know, whereas the alternative, 4 hours of driving and an hour waiting in a laundry line or shower line. So that's my pride and joy right there. All the rest of this is secondary, but this is awful nice. I got a sink and kitchen, you know, I can do my dishes. I got a 2-burner stove right here, and it's just like the one in your house. It's not an induction. It's you turn it on and that thing gets hot. Generator has to be running for that. Generator has to be running for the microwave, and it's a microwave convection oven, so it cooks like a regular oven or a microwave.
Cool.
And then, of course, you got the nice TV and all these speakers. You got surround sound, just like, I mean, it's actually like a theater in here. When I get to turn on a movie and there's big explosions or something, and so yeah, you can hear it outside. I got outside to do something one day, and the movie was rolling. Man, I can hear that out here.
Yeah.
It's nice and loud. And then, what's the other? Refrigerators are always nice. I've had refrigerators, but never anything this big. You know, it's like with a freezer and everything. But I've never had anything this big. The previous truck I had, the refrigerator was this size. You know, it was just big enough to put up some milk and some lunch meat and stuff in there. So
you've got a freezer on the top and the fridge on the bottom?
Yeah, just like in your house. Yeah, and just have refrigerator stuff in it. But and then of course you get storage and cabinetry and all that, and just drawers just like in your house. You know, your silverware and that kind of stuff. But
did you have to build any of this yourself, or was it this way when you got it?
This is factory built. Peterbilt doesn't build it. There's a company called ARI. It's called ARI Sleepers, and they're out of Shipshewana, Indiana, and they built this one. And there's other companies. There's a ICT, which stands for Indiana Custom Trucks. They build them. What do you like, Ford or Chevy? Which one's better? They're both good trucks. Which one do you like, this sleeper or that? They're both good sleepers. You know, it just happens when I bought this truck, this is the sleeper that was on it. And in the industry, guys that own these sleepers, they say this is the Cadillac, this is the better built sleeper. I was telling somebody else here the other day about the build of this thing. If you look inside here, see this felt? It's like speaker felt. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's wrapped around a aluminum square tubing. And this is all welded together as a framework, okay? So that's good, solid, I mean, it ain't going anywhere. And then it's back in here, and it's all welded together and welded onto the framework, or it's probably bolted on, I'm sorry, I should say. This is all welded together as a unit, and then it's bolted to the ceiling. But the whole framework cage, it kind of looks like a shark cage. Mm-hmm. You know, diving and shark diving cage. That's what when they're building it, they build all the 2x4s, the uprights and the structures and all that kind of stuff. It's lattice work, and it looks like an animal cage or something. And it's made out of, I think, 1.5-inch square tubing, all aluminum, all welded, you know. And then they put a skin on the outside, and they put this, you know, upholstery on the inside, and it's insulated. And it's got regular fiberglass batted insulation, just like your house, but it's probably about that thick. And because of that, it's got pretty good insulation compared to most trucks. Most trucks don't have, you know, most semis from the factory, from Peterbilt, they don't have very good insulation in the sleeper walls. There's skin on the outside, there's kind of a dead air space, and there's upholstery on the inside. So you lose your heat pretty quick. This one here, it was 17 degrees last week in Tennessee, and I was sleeping here with no motor running, no heat or anything. I was under the blankets. I woke up the next morning, it's still 45 in here.
Do those curtains block out the cold that comes from the front?
Yes, they're insulated. Actually, it's starting to rip here. You can see if you want to get real close. It's got like a felt. It's vinyl on both sides, but then you can see there's a little felt on the inside. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's like a, I don't know what other than felt, but anyway, it's insulated. It's, you know, about 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, yeah. But that just comes over here, goes on that one, and this one goes on this one, and it seals the door up. And when it's really hot or really cold, you'll get your heat in this. You put these curtains up because all the glass up there, it gets cold up front.
Yeah.
And if you leave these open, you lose a lot of your heat through that glass. You button this up, and you saved a lot of your heat. The only place you really lose heat is through the window there, because this is not much of an insulator, you know.
Yeah.
There's the privacy and the blackout. Okay, and those.
And
go all
that
the way
really
down.
doesn't provide you any insulation.
It's not much insulation at all, but you know, but it's a small window, so it's not that bad. But there's that, and there's a window on this side. When you fold the bed down, there's a window on, just exactly like this on this other side. And then, of course, you do lose a little bit of heat through the plastic, because that's all it is a thin piece of plastic on your vent up above. It's a fantastic fan. So you do lose a little bit. Now, I've seen guys or other drivers that have these trucks. They cut out foam and then stick the foam in there, just pressure fitted. And I don't have that big of a problem with it, so it's just one more thing I'd have to carry around, so I don't bother with it.
Is there anything that you've done to this to customize it since you got it?
The hood ornament.
The hood ornament.
That's about the only thing, other than just moving my stuff in.
You want to tell us about that hood ornament?
It's just a cross.
No significance to it?
Just Christian, you know, just to live my life Christian style, so I put that out there. I had a friend of mine, he had one, and when I bought that, I put that on there, and I couldn't wait to show him, just so, hey, I got one, you know. But yeah, it was funny. You go down to the chrome shop where you buy all the aftermarket, you know, the shiny stuff, the glitter, you know, the jewelry that you put on trucks. And the chrome this and the chrome that. They're called chrome shops. And you buy all these little doohickeys that dress up your truck. And you can buy those different kinds of hood ornaments. They got one that looks like a duck, because the old Convoy song, you know, Big Ben, this here's a rubber duck. You know? So they got a chrome duck on the hood, you know. Some of them have, you know, the old Studebaker hood ornament with the flying lady. They've got those. They've got the swan. They got all that stuff. And most of those are $50-$60 for those, you know, mounted on there and everything. And it was like $180. You know, why is Jesus so much more expensive? I don't know. It's the same material. All it is aluminum billet cut out and chromed. But it was worth it. I get all kinds of compliments on it when I'm driving. Compliments are, you know, are basically, hey, I'm a Christian too, kind of thing. So, and I'm not a preachy Christian. You live your life the way you want, and I'll live my life the way I want. But I've made my choice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as far as custom, when
That's
I bought it, I really didn't do much of anything to it other than just move in. One of the reasons I haven't changed much is the guy that bought this truck, he told me he would be really interested in maybe buying it back someday when his finances got better. So I'm kind of trying to not change much of anything. And I'll be right with you. Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying not to change a whole lot of too much, you know, like, you know, ripping things apart or whatever, because he wants to buy it back maybe a year from now. You know, keep his fingers crossed that he can do it. But his wife has cancer, and he's spending tons and tons of money on medical and stuff. Yeah. So, you know, kind of feel sorry for him about that. Feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anyway, that's why I haven't really done any. But really, what's there to do? I mean, it's already everything about it. I mean, it's got the big stacks instead of the muffler up there. It's got what they call straight stacks, and they're already on there. All the different little chrome pieces that I would have went and bought are already on the truck.
Well, but this portion of it,
there's really nothing
you know,
to do.
and this is your home.
Yeah.
Basically, when you're not at your home base,
right,
this is your home. And you know how a lot of us like to customize our homes.
Yeah.
And
well, I'd like to put this. Say this was mine. An old stallion, and his filly live here, or an old stallion lives here with his filly. But that was the original owner put that up. There was a man and wife team that owned this. I thought Sammy, the second owner, I thought he was the one who put it up. And I talked to him one day, and he goes, "No, that was I can't remember the fellow's name, Frank or something like that." He says, "No, the original owner, they put that up there, and I liked it for me and my wife, so he left it up there." Well, I just never bothered taking it down. So, anyway,
sir,
did you
appreciate
actually get a peek in here?
I did not, but
oh, no bucket in here. I'm sorry. Let me get this out of your way.
we'll.
Yeah, it's just these are my water for my coffee when I make it. It's good tasting water, so it makes good tasting coffee. There you go. you got a curtain. When I take a shower, I leave the door open because it's not watertight anyway. And I just pull the curtain across.
That is too cool.
Yep. And that's a soap dispenser that comes from the factory. They put that soap dispenser in there. I don't use it. I just use a regular bar soap over there. Ain't got no hair. You know sense of shampoo.
Well, it doesn't take long to wash your hair then,
Nope.
does it?
Takes even less time to dry it. I just lumped it.
So I was thinking about going
There we go.
here and the Grand Canyon. I'm going to go up here. The Williams right up there.
Let's turn back around here.
Is that stuff that ends down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, you're
and,
probably getting all kinds of backlight behind me, so I'm just a silhouette to you. Can I turn around here?
And then I'm going to go up around here.
wrong direction.
No, but how
Yeah.
about? Yeah, up there.
It's not in your shot.
Okay.
So, probably getting
Well,
glare off of
no,
that too.
no, it's actually looks good. Okay, well, Stan, thank you very much for taking the time to show me around.
No problem.
And actually, this is the first time, as long as we've been knowing each other,
Yeah.
this is the first time I've been in your truck.
Well, it's because I don't like you.
Oh, okay.
No, just for your viewers, Alan's the first one I really met up with and become friends with out here. Last year, he was setting his trailer. He was setting his trailer up and putting the jacks down and putting chalk wheels behind the tires and all that. And I was just walking around, just looking at stuff. Oh, look at this, look at that, you know. And I come by and here's this guy out there and he's kind of struggling, and the thing had shifted and bent his jacks all up. And I'm like, "Do you need some help?" And he kind of like, "Well, yeah, I usually don't ask for help, but yeah, I could use some help right now." And that's how we became friends. We got to know each other and talking. And my truck was way up somewhere else, and he said we needed some tools and everything. Well, I got tools in the truck. I went and got it, brought it down, parked right beside him, and then just never left. We just stayed right there side by side. So we swapped phone numbers, and we've been in touch all year long since the first RTR. And it's one of those, like Bob says, you know, it's making friends, you know, lifelong friends kind of thing. So, but you didn't have a YouTube channel last year, so.
No, I didn't.
But you didn't even get in to look around, did you?
No.
Well, why didn't you ask?
I don't know. We're just busy talking about other things, and you're from Texas, and I'm from Texas, and so we just had other things.
I'm from Kansas. I live in Texas,
Well,
but I was born in Kansas.
Yeah.
I don't want to make any of the Texans mad because I'm not a native Texan. It's one of the old things. I wasn't born in Texas, but I got there as quick as I could get there, you know. But no, I joined the Army, and they sent me to Fort Hood, Texas, and I like Texas, and I stayed, and I've been there ever since. And now I'm 53 years now. Yeah, I'm 53 years old.
Ooh.
And I've been in Fort Hood since I was 18. You know, well, not in Fort Hood, but in Texas. They sent me down there when I was 18. So I've been in Texas all those years. So
Wow.
more years in Texas than in Kansas. But
That's about 35 years, isn't it?
technically not a Texan. I'm a transplant, and Texans will point that out to you. So
It's not like Oregon. You know, they keep saying that Oregon is a nice place to be from
yeah, but not
because it
be.
rains so much
Yeah,
there.
but not a place to be.
Right.
So, yeah, okay. But no, Texas. I like Texas. You know, back in my younger days, it was the pretty girls. Texas has some pretty girls, and I was younger, and I was chasing girls. You know, now I'm getting older. I don't care. I just don't care about it anymore. So I don't chase the women anymore.
All right.
But anyway,
Thank you, sir.
all right. Adios. Ciao.
Okay, well, guys, this is where we're going to end this video. Hope you enjoyed the tour that Stan gave us of his truck. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. Hope you have a nice one. Take care. Bye-bye.